Madam Lalita Joshi, President Member of Murgaon Educational Society, and perhaps she might have forgotten. I did attend some of her lectures when I was in college at one point of time, though I was always bunking because of my extracurricular activities. But whenever I had interactions with her, I remember always applauding me and encouraging me. I have not forgotten how much she used to encourage me, whether it was late Joshi as well as Principal M.S. Kamat, who was the main person, always finding something special in me and giving me that special push. So wherever I am today, I greatly credit it to all these people who impacted my life in fact. Dr. Satyavan, Betkekar, Principal, M.S. Madhav Kamat High Secondary School, Mr. Rohit, Naik, Coordinator, STAM 4, Mrs. Freeda, Organising Secretary, STAM 4, our other guest, Mr. Keshav Naik from our Department of Science and Technology, Mr. Ashok Parab, Chairman, PTA, Avinash Pereira, Senior Teacher, Nadir Shabal, the Treasurer, Monica D'Souza and Abreo, Barreto, both the compass, Principal Manasri Kamat, all the other teaching staff present here, and my dear students. I have also attended an earlier STAM 3, I think it was, if I am not mistaken, and I am here yet again for STAM 4. What I simply want to say, today as we all know, it is a changing world, a newly evolving world, new situations coming and new normals coming, not only after COVID-19. COVID-19 brought us work from home, but the situations that are developing even geopolitically, whether it is right down here, whether it is in the other foreign countries or in our country as well, what do we see? A sea change. If we are going to, as it is said, it is always the survival of the fittest. And if we are going to be competent enough to survive, if we are going to be skilled enough to be amongst the best talent by skilling, upskilling ourselves, how does it happen? It happens through science and technology, its application in the day-to-day life of people. And STAM 4, believe me, is a great contribution in that direction. I must really compliment our, I would say, Medha Prabhu, who was the founder, who in fact started it all. And perhaps our guest of honor mentioned her as a super student. Yes, I agree. He impacted the lives of many people whom I see as shining stars on the educational field. Another person who is very dear to me, who was a student, is also Mr. Sankalp Mahale, who is also the holding position of a sarpanch as well as doing very well as far as teaching is concerned and helping out people. Like this, you will have so many students. But what is of essence here? Though because of paucity of time, I would have loved visiting every part of your setup that is there. I just had a cursory glance, and it pleases me to the maximum extent that you have really come of age. You are moving forward where it will inculcate in you a spirit of applications, of adoption, of doing things which can make science and technology come closer to you in improving situations, in getting solutions, in doing something for society, for the benefit of the people at large and you yourself. Sometimes we forget that we have it in ourselves to do all these things. There is somebody required, some platform required to make you shine. It is only then the best in you will come out. Today we must remember one thing. We are nothing but a huge global village today in terms of communication. And while releasing and looking at your the release of this particular pamphlet, only I saw another facet which was perhaps, I don't know why it is missing, the application of AI in a big way which is impacting our day-to-day lives today. In fact, we have to realize in this moving world, among the, especially looking at the situation, look at your own country, how much it has progressed. Whether it was your recent astronaut returning to Earth very safely in the companionship of two other astronauts from two other countries, whether looking at boarding, whether sending spacecraft to Chandrayaan 3 to the southern part of the moon, whether launching satellites of several countries at 1/10 of the cost of what other countries would perhaps be spending, shows ours how much science has progressed, how much technology we have ourselves. But remember, the strength of the country lies and is run not only by politicians or policy planners or only a few people who are at the helm of affairs who run the state or the country. It all happens through each one of you. Every citizen in this country has been working very hard in their own special way, and you have to reinvent yourself to show you are different. Of course, it needs leadership to get these things to the fore. You need one of those special persons to do this. And how was India 10 years back or 14 years back, and how is India today? See the strength of the country. Look at its progress in science and technology. We used to first depend for so many things on all other countries, importing everything, especially of essence, where scientifically we had to develop something better. Today, we are better than the best. How this has come about? It is through programs like STAM 4. It is through the new thinking which is through our own students. It is through the new scientific tempo that has developed. It is through the new norms that have come about. Having such versatile institutions, having good educational hubs in the entire country, which has produced such a force. And to do this, one must have great ambition. We are lucky to have a Prime Minister like Shri Narendra Modi ji, who in every sphere has ensured that India has developed and gone to greater heights. It's not always that a country is blessed to have a leadership. He is our Prime Minister, he is everybody's Prime Minister. He does not belong to a party when he is a Prime Minister. But I think under that particular leadership, every state also has been developing in a manner that we are the 5th largest economy and going to be soon the 3rd largest economy. With the inclusive growth, and by inclusive growth I mean there is something for everybody, including the students, including the progress of science and technology which is required, including the push that is required which our scientists need, which our inventors need. Here we are remembering C.V. Raman for his greatness, but we sometimes forget what is our own strength. One example which I can tell you, India was once a country which was a knowledge hub for the entire world. Medicine has had a medical college, and medicine had first developed at the Nalanda University. If you go to try to Google and get all the details, you will get all this. While the invaders came, and while leaving, they burnt whatever they could burn in Nalanda University. Why? Because they did not want India to have so much knowledge. Space was spoken of at that point. Science and technology was spoken at that point. People could predict accurately the stars and everything as far as the space is concerned. Imagine it was centuries ago. and yet today, nevertheless, we are progressing very fast, whether it is space technology, whether it is the industry, whether it is our economy itself, whether it is producing bright, brilliant students through our institutions. Yes, we are on the same march forward. STAM 4 is a very significant program, and I congratulate the MES college. I will always call it MES college because I was there at that time. Of course, now it is Madhav Kamat Higher Secondary School, which also I am very proud because I was a student and I have fond memories of so many situations. You students have to realize one thing. When you come to the college, do that something, try doing that something little extra other than your normal academics which is there. Bring that special thing outside you and you will find yourself even brighter, shining and being a true star. It is in each one of us to see that these things happen. The parents too have to encourage your students, have to encourage the teachers who are the molders of these particular students. You have to also see that it happens through various forums. The PTA also is not just an organization for sake of organization. The PTA also should lend support in such a way that everybody thinks, yes, we have to do it. Yes, we can. We will reach those levels. And remember, it is only through good application, through science and technology, that society can develop faster. Society can be a much better place for everyone, not only with all the gadgets or all the modern tools that you will have. Your mind has to grow, your thinking has to grow, and once you achieve something, once you are an achiever, there are bound to be automatically positive thoughts. There is nothing like positivity. With a positive mind and a positive attitude for growth, with a hunger for doing something better than what you are already doing, you will achieve any goal. And I am sure STAM 4 will achieve that. I will see my college where I had my academics from. I was not only, though my name is mentioned once as General Secretary, I was General Secretary in the, I think, higher secondary as well as later on in college. I was also the university representative. I was always in the forefront of other activities. Perhaps the major lessons which I had to learn, I learned from this college only. So I can never forget my college. It brings me very fond memories whenever I come here. Therefore, even though I had other functions, I said I will come. I hope and with the fervent belief that STAM 5 will be even much more than what it is today, with more students participating, perhaps building up of certain new startups which could be applicable in day-to-day life and which would be applauded as a great achievement by one of them. It is bound to happen. Make it happen. With these few words, I wish STAM 4 and all the organizers all the very best. It is your hard work which has made this happen, and I hope for better things to happen in the future. Thank you very much indeed.